everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to our Design School workshop today. My name is Jess, and for those who don't know, Design School is the home of workshops and webinars for you, our Canva community. To find out about upcoming events, visit designschool.canva.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page to see the events section to find a range of interactive content empowering our community to design. We're thrilled to have you joining us today for our jam-packed session, Taking Creative Product Shots on Your Mobile. We have two mobile experts with us today to share lots of insights into creating and designing for mobile, Roisin and Tom, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Over to you, Roisin.
Hi everyone, I'm Roisin and I work on all things mobile at Canva, from marketing campaigns to projects that ensure we continue to deliver the best possible mobile experience to our users.
And I am Tom, also from the photo editing team. So I work with a bunch of amazing people to help launch the new mobile photo editing features that we're going to be going through today.
Awesome, thanks guys. So what is Canva for those people who are totally new? Canva is a free tool available on both mobile and desktop, and we make it easy to design anything. And today is all about designing on your mobile device. We'll be taking you through a heap of new photo editing features today, now available in the Canva app. So if you'd like to try some out during the session, I recommend downloading the Canva app now and logging in with your Canva account. That way you'll be ready to dive in and start playing when we start exploring the photo editing features. To get you excited for what's coming up in this session, we have a short video to share with you, previewing a few tips on the features we'll be talking about. Here we go.
Check it out.
All right, that get you excited? In this session, we'll be exploring the importance of having amazing visuals to represent your brand, as Roisin takes us through some really interesting stats about standing out in the visual economy. Then we'll take you through how easy it is to take great product shots on a small budget using resources you likely already have lying around the house. Next, we'll show you how to use your product shots to create awesome graphic designs for your socials. And then we'll finish up with some extra tips and tricks and point you to more resources so you can continue your learning online. All right, so it's time for part one. It's over to Roisin to tell us more about how to stand out in the visual economy.
Thanks, Jess. So let me start with this stat. 57% of the world's population now use social media. That's roughly 4.5 billion people. So straight from the get-go, you can see how important mastering content from social media has become. And if we dig deeper, we see the average person spends close to 2.5 hours per day on social media. So it's not just a lot of people, it's a lot of people for quite a long time every day. The media landscape is, of course, being largely affected by these numbers. It's evolving and adapting to how people focus their attention. So let's rewind a little bit and try to understand what changed in the media landscape. We went from a world in which people were consuming most of their information via television and newspapers to a much more fragmented ecosystem where people now consume media on hundreds of different platforms. So before, the attention of people was quite concentrated. People focused on a few channels only, like TV and newspapers. Now it's very segmented because we have so many new channels. Today's choices are almost unlimited for consumers of the information. Now, this might give you an indication to how old I am, but I still remember a time when watching a movie meant watching whatever was on the 10 or so TV channels we had. The choice, or better yet, the lack of choice, made things simple. And today, watching a movie is the opposite experience. We have so much choice that it's sometimes paralyzing. And for businesses, this means new strategies are needed if you want to put your product or message in front of the right audience. And if we come back to my example of the old TV days, A brand would pay a TV network to air its 30-second commercial during an ad break. This would come to interrupt your movie experience to serve you the ad. TV networks made a lot of money this way because they had the monopoly of our attention. Today, things are quite different. There are many platforms available. We've got Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, podcasts, ebooks, audiobooks, online games, all available from our devices. Phones, tablets, games, consoles, computers, smart TVs, and now even smart glasses. What's important to understand is that this fragmentation of the media landscapes means more competitions for brands to get our attention. And on top of that, today brands are not only competing with other similar resource brands, like the ads during our movie break, but with literally anything. When you are looking at your phone, a brand is competing for your attention with funny content on TikTok, your auntie's post on Facebook, your favorite news channel on YouTube, or maybe a call from your bestie on WhatsApp. Okay, so it's more difficult than ever to get people to pay attention to our brand. But what does that mean? How can I optimize my business's chances of getting noticed by my audience? And eventually, how can I get them to buy the products and services that I sell? Well, this chart gives us some interesting bits of answers to that question. It is a result of research conducted by Nielsen, and it shows the factors that can really drive sales for a business. So looking at the pink, that's branding and how much people recognize your brand and what that stands for. Green is creative content. That's the content of ads and campaigns and messaging you put out. And blue is media, how much you spend on buying media space. So what's interesting is that in traditional channels like TV, what you put into your media spend is what determines success, because TV is all about reach. So the more you pay, the more exposure you get, the more people buy. However, in digital channels, we see creative is actually far more important than that, compared to 56% compared to 37%. So this is excellent proof that in order to sell more, we need to improve the quality of our creative outputs, aka the content that we share in the digital space. So how do we create better content? Content that gets people's attention? Well, let's start with what we know. To stand out from the crowd, your content needs to be visual. The reason for that is that our brains process visual information 60,000 times faster than words, which means you'll form a first impression of a brand or company in a fraction of a second. If your story, your website, or your ad isn't visually pleasing, you will not cut through. But the good news is that today, everybody can be a content creator and get really creative with easy to use tools. The reason for that is that we all have a photo studio in our pocket. You can use your mobile phone and photos and use Canva to edit them on the go and use them in social media content or on your e-commerce store, or create beautiful, convincing ads for Facebook or Instagram to grow your business. Your phone is all you need to edit and enhance your photos and turn them into powerful content that you can share on social media. And the best thing is, with Canva, you don't even need to switch apps. You can do it all from one centralized place, which is a huge time saver. And now I'm going to hand it over to Tom, who will tell you more about Canva's new photo editing features and how they are trying to solve common pain points for all you content creators out there.
Thanks, Roisin. You're right. Your phone really is a photo studio in your pocket, as you said. And there are lots of apps out there that can help with that, but not all of them are really on the same level. So we actually started building these features after a lot of feedback from users. Canva hasn't historically had many mobile photo editing features, but users were asking for them. And the more we looked at apps that already existed, the more we realized that the issues we saw were ones that Canva could actually help solve, particularly in a few specific areas. Before I get into them, I just wanted to mention, as I talk through some of these problem areas and how the new features solve them, you'll see some videos of these features in action. So if you've already downloaded the Canva app earlier, as Jess said, make sure you have it handy so you can follow along and see where they all are as I explain them. So the first issue we wanted to solve was around creating original content. Everyone wants to stand out and be unique when they're sharing photos on their feed, with friends and family, but how many times have we all seen the same Instagram filters used? So we've introduced a bunch of beautiful filters and effects to help out. Plus, it's still super easy to add all our stickers and graphics to images as well, if you really want to get, playful and create something unique. There are also plenty of collage frames and so many templates if you'd like to create some stories or posts that have a slightly more designed look. There's just really so much content that it makes it really easy to make things your own. So many of us want more than a simple filter or effect though. And to create the perfect image, a lot of our users are switching between hundreds of apps on their phone for different stages of the content creation process. They would use Canva for layouts and scheduling, but couldn't get their photo manipulation they were after from Canva. So things like enhancement, focusing, retouching. And so they had to get that from other apps. Well, the good thing is now they don't have to. So you can do everything from Canva, from simple one-tap features to help you automatically improve your image, like auto enhance or background remover and autofocus, to fine adjustments which let you control the smallest details, things like warmth, saturation, and that sort of thing, with precision, which is really nice. And then there's tools for those that edit photos for their business. So saving time switching between multiple different platforms is even more important when time is money. And Canva's photo editing tools really shine here. So you can use smart mockups to turn your images into instant professional product mockups, quickly add realistic shadows to your product shots, or easily add a device frame. And these features can be used on top of Canva's massive template library, and there's a template for whatever you're after, making design super easy. So then when you start to bring in features, like Content Planner, shown here, which lets you plan and share your social content to multiple platforms without ever leaving Canva, or Magic Resize, which can turn any design into multiple formats in just one click. So you could create a Facebook post and then convert it to other platform sizes, or even a printable poster. And then that poster, you could then also print straight from Canva. So you can start to see how all these additional features add up and not only allow businesses to create beautiful designs, but also save a lot of time along the way. Okay, so what's actually included? I've mentioned a few, but let's go through a full rundown now. At the end, I'd love to know which is your favorite. And don't forget, make sure you've got your phone handy so you can follow along as we go. Just open a design, pull in a photo to experiment on, and you're ready to go. While you do that, I'll tell you a little bit about our philosophy of one-tap magic. So we spend a lot of time investing in machine learning algorithms to really try and simplify some of those really time-consuming editing jobs that usually require high-tech software and lots of editing experience. And this resulted in some of my favorite apps that allow you to do something awesome with just a tap. So let's take a look. Our most well-known is definitely background removal, which has been a lifesaver for many of us for a couple of years now. But with this launch, we've actually released two new features, auto enhance and autofocus. Yeah, so auto enhance is exactly what it sounds like, as you saw. It's a super easy way to fix your lighting, color balance, and upgrade your images in a natural way. And you've probably seen this before on other apps. Autofocus, on the other hand, does something I've never actually seen before. So when tapped, it automatically detects the subject of an image and then blurs the other parts of the image accordingly. So that could be the background or the foreground. You can then also adjust this yourself. So both the placement of the focus and the blur intensity as well. So you can make the background more or less blurry if you want to. It makes really easy to create images that look like they've been shot by a professional camera. So our engineers have actually managed to increase the accuracy of our algorithm, so it's better than anything else you'll find out there. And you can edit the blur position, or you can't edit the blur position or intensity, on any of those other apps either, which is really nice. So face retouch is another one. I'm sure we've all had those photos that we really like, but for some reason our teeth are looking a little bit yellower than we'd like, or our eyes have turned red, or something frustrating like that. So face retouch can really fix this, and again, just with that one touch. And also, like the other apps, the intensity is also fully customizable. So you can, if you don't want to make your teeth really obviously white, you can just turn that up and down. So that's the super simple one-touch smart editing tools, but actually all of our filters and effects can be applied with just one touch as well. And there are so many new ones available from your pocket with this launch as well. So there are effects to add color, like duotone or color mix. And there are effects that really change the style of the image completely to create, a lot of the on-trend looks you'll see on Instagram at the moment. I really like the retro look of bad TV, as well as paint effects. With that effect, you can actually turn any of your pictures into artworks, and there's a bunch of different styles to choose from, which is pretty cool. There are loads more than what we've shown here, so make sure you check them out on your phone. There are also a few new apps that help with framing your photos as well. And first up is Smart Mockups. Smart mockups, in my opinion, is a bit of a game changer. I mentioned it before, but basically you can turn any image straight into a mockup. So whether that be on a mug, on a hoodie, on a poster, on a device, whatever you have in mind, there's really so many options. It's great for creating quick product shots without actually having to, get your design physically printed or created. So if you had a t-shirt business, for example, you can get a mock-up without having to get one printed, delivered, and then photograph it yourself. So that's pretty nice. Shadows, on the other hand, is great for defining images and making them pop. It also pairs super well with background remover. I know a lot of people also use shadows to create a glow effect. So rather than like a soft shadow, they make the edge quite hard, and it creates that glow effect that's really popular. Roisin is actually going to show us later. And of course, for framing images, we do have a Frames app as well, which includes a bunch of cool ways to present your images. Things like Polaroids, glow effects, actual picture frames, and a whole lot more. There are even more frames as well available if you head to the Elements tab and search for frames. So the Elements tab frames are particularly good for things like collages or specific shapes, and there are a lot more options there as well. So of course, as well, if you're after collage templates, you can also find those in our templates library. So there really is so many options. So pop in the chat, which was your favorite photo editing feature? Personally, my favorite is autofocus. I've never been a professional photographer, so being able to add that depth of field is really cool. How about you, Jess or Roisin? Have you got a favorite?
Yeah, I'd say shadows is probably my favorite. I use a lot of the time, and it adds that nice professional touch to your design. Thanks, Tom, for the overview of the new and not so new editing features. And now we're going to get very practical and see how we can use these features to create content. So where do we start? Well, let's first learn how to take a great photo that will give us a good base to work with. The team have produced a video where Ronnie shares some tips on how to take great product photos. Let's have a look.
Let's explore 5 top tips to help you take great product shots on a small budget. Firstly, make sure to clean the lens. Phones can gather fingerprints and dust both on the surface and also on the lens. It is important to clean both the touchscreen so you can see the image properly, and more importantly, the lens. If you have a lens cleaning spray, that's even better. Ideally, use a cloth to clean the lens and a separate one to dry the lens. When taking product photos, use a plain background that contrasts with your objects. This will help background remover do its thing and guarantee your product photos are cleanly cropped from the background. Here, we've propped up some brightly colored cushions to do the trick. Set up your tripod to ensure your photos aren't blurry. Here, we are setting up a Gorilla tripod on a small stool to ensure the camera is at good height to take clear photos of the shoes. Ideally, you can set up near a big window with lots of natural light, but you can also use a ring light to get rid of the shadows and fake sunlight if needed. This will for sure make your shot look more professional. This will really help you with framing and composition. The grid will bring up the rule of thirds on your camera app, separating your screen into thirds both vertically and horizontally. Experiment with taking photos that position your main subject at one of the intersection of these lines. And now it's time to take a few different shots. Experiment with a variety of angles. Most people take their photos from the same angle, where they are standing. If you want amazing new perspectives, try bringing your lens closer to the floor, a shot from above, or shooting through a window. You can also play with light to achieve different results. Oh, and one beginner's tip, but that so many people overlook. If you're shooting a photo of yourself, do not shoot with a bright source of light behind you. Otherwise, your photo will be overexposed.
So, to recap, make sure you clean your lens, set up your props like a plain background or a plant, use a tripod and good lighting, turn on the grids in your camera app, experiment with light and different camera angles, And don't shoot yourself with a bright light behind you. Okay, so now you have great photos, either of yourself or of your products. Let's see how to use Canva to adjust and enhance these photos. We have another video for you with some tips on how to do that. Let's see the video and see how easy it is to crop and resize or retouch your photos with Canva from your mobile device.
Did you know that in Canva, you can upload, store, edit, and share your photos? And that means no more switching apps. Let's get started. From the Canva homepage, tap the purple button. Tap Edit Photo to upload a photo from your camera roll. You can keep the original photo dimensions or select a ready-made format. Tap Create, and your photo will be placed into the editor. First, consider your composition. Tap and drag the corner handles to resize your photo. Double tap to change the crop, or tap Crop in the toolbar. Now, let's look at ways to adjust the photo. Drag the sliders. It's simple to improve your photo by adjusting values like brightness, contrast, and saturation. What's your aesthetic? Filters are preset values you can apply with a single tap. They're great for giving photos a consistent color treatment. Apply a filter and adjust the intensity here. Now, let's look at some of Canva's effects. Use Auto Enhance for a sharper look. For instant depth of field, use Autofocus to blur the background. Experiment with color effects like duotone. Go back a step at any time by tapping Cancel. Canva also has creative effects to warp, halftone, and add a frame to your image. You can even create a mock-up of your image or design. If you have Canva Pro, tap to cut out an image and remove a background. Download your photo here. Save your image in the format that suits your needs. And post the photo straight to social media. Whether you're sharing photos with family and friends, or creating content or images for your small business, Canva has 5 GB of storage and all the editing tools you need. Ready to take your designs to the next level?
And now the creative part. We've sent the photo of the shoes Ronnie shot in his living room to KitKat, who's a designer here at Canva. KitKat is going to show us how to work with this material in the Canva mobile app to create an Instagram post and an Instagram story. So let's have a look.
Hi, my name is KitKat and I'm a graphic designer here at Canva, and I'm going to teach you how you can take those photos that you took on your phone and turn them into super cool professional product photos by using Canva, still just on your phone. So let's go.
So I'm here on Canva mobile and I'm gonna scroll through the Instagram post to see if there's anything interesting, but I'm really looking for a cool background that I can use for my product photo. So I'm gonna type in vibrant gradient because that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And as you can see, there are a bunch of options over here. Just gonna look through until I find something that I like. And there's this quote graphic that I think looks cool, so I'm going to use that one. And because I just want the background, I'm going to delete the text. And then I'm going to go to my camera roll and add the photo that I want to use. There we go. Just make some size adjustments. I'm going to crop it. Then I'm going to go into the effects panel and then tap on background remover. It's just a one tap background removal, that easy. And then I'm gonna tap Auto Enhance to make the colors a bit more vibrant. One more thing I wanna add is a shadow. So I'm gonna go back to Effects and click on Shadow and then Glow. And I don't want it to be that harsh, so I'm gonna set the transparency down, the size right over there, and then blur way up. And as you can see, it's just a subtle lift, but I really like how it looks. Make more adjustments over there. Then I want to change the background color to match the shoe. So I'm gonna click on the background and then the eyedropper tool to change the color just to make it all match and more cohesive. There you go. I think that looks pretty cool. Just gonna make some size adjustments to the gradient and the shape behind it, and then I think I want to add one more photo. So I'm gonna go back to the camera roll, and then instead of adding a photo, I'm gonna add a frame first. So I'm gonna type in frames under elements over here. And as you can see, there are a lot of options, and these are different shapes and borders where you can put photos in, but I'm just gonna choose this circle one that comes out first. And then to add another photo inside that frame, you go click the purple plus button and then go back to your camera roll and select the photo. I'm gonna choose this one because it's a different angle. Put it in and then crop it. Making some adjustments over here. I think I want the photo to be a little bit brighter. I'm gonna go into the adjust panel, set the brightness just a little bit up. There. There you go. There's your cool product photo edited on Canva mobile. And that's ready to post, but if I want to put it on my story also, I'm gonna hit magic resize for a one tap resize. So over there, as you can see, I click copy and resize, and now it's an Instagram story. Because there's a bit more space, I think I wanna adjust it a bit more. That looks good. I think this could use a little bit of text, so I'm gonna go to the text panel and add a heading. Scale it up, and then I'm gonna change the font. I like this font called Horizon. I think it fits the vibe, but you can't really see it, so I'm gonna add a text effect just so it stands out more from the background. As you can see, there are a bunch of cool effects that Canva has. I think I'm just gonna go with a simple background, and then of course adjust the colors to match. There we go. I think that's the final design. So cool thing about Canva is you can post them directly to your social sites. So if you click share, as you can see, there's options for Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. And one option is to schedule them as well. So you can choose a date when you want to post it and select the time right down to the minute. So it can be super specific. And then when you click next, you can even write a caption and then select the channel. So Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, wherever you want to post it. It's going to post on the time that you set, so you don't have to do anything anymore. There you go. But of course, you can also just save it and then do whatever you want with the photo. There is your product photo edited on Canva.
So now you've seen KitKat making great looking social posts so easily from Ronnie's shots. I bet you're itching to get into Canva and try out some features for yourself. Well, you're in luck because it's activity time, and we thought we'd share a bit of inspiration with you and show you what's possible with some really fun designs in this next video. This features photogenic, which is one of our most popular effects. And then after the video, Jess will share a link to a workbook to use on your mobile, so you can have a try at creating the same looks that you see in the video.
Okay, super fun. So we have a workbook for you. So you can download a little workbook to open up on your phone that you can have a go and a play with after the session today. I'll take you through it and I'll explain what's in it, and then spend some time after the workshop applying what you've learned during the session. So right now, get out your mobile device so that you can scan the QR code. And make sure that you've got the Canva app on your phone first and that you've logged into your account. And then the QR code will open up Canva and it'll open up directly into the workbook. So it is designed to work on a mobile device. So it will work great on a tablet or on a mobile phone. If you're watching on desktop today and you open it on desktop, of course, it will still open, but the instructions will just be showing the tools in a different place than they are on a desktop, because obviously it's meant for mobile. So now let me explain what's actually in the workbook. You have got 4 learn and play activities, and they're going to take you through step by step the cool effects that you just saw in the video previously. So the first one is opening up, and page 3 is this screen, which is a short video. You have to tap to play it. And it'll show you how to apply the very cool trippy effect to that photo that we've just embedded there for you. And then when you're ready to give it a try yourself, make sure you tap away from the video so you haven't got anything selected on screen, and then you'll be able to swipe to the next page where you give it a go for yourself. So the first activity is adding the trippy effect. And the second effect is then removing the background from that picture. So again, you get those instructions first in the little video. When you're ready to give it a go, you will swipe to the next page and practice yourself. All right, so what is activity 3? Do you remember this photo? This is a really, really cool exercise. And I love how they've done this, where they've taken a photo and they've put it into 4 square frames. So it's the same photo 4 times, but they've cropped it to a different section of the photo each time, and they've put them together. So it looks like just one picture, but it's actually 4 in 4 separate frames, which means you can put 4 different effects on it. So again, you'll watch the instructions. When you're ready, you'll click away from the video, you'll swipe to the next screen and give it a go yourself. And then the last one, who remembers this cute dog? I love this activity. So this one is not only just adding effects, it's then tweaking the settings on those effects so that you can have them on the max or the minimum setting and see what control you can have. So you can see adjusting that effect on the dog. So have fun with those. That will help you remember everything you've talked about during the session. And there's another one coming up, so stay tuned. All right, have we got any Q&A so far? I have seen quite a few questions, which I see Tom has been writing answers to, but I thought we might raise the watermark one, Tom, because a couple of people have asked, can they create watermarks? So I thought maybe you could let us know.
Yeah, for sure. You certainly can. So if you have a logo or something like that that you'd like to turn into a watermark, the easiest way is actually just to use the transparency option. So you upload the logo over the top of your image, and then up the top right-hand corner of your screen, there's actually a button that lets you change the transparency. So you can then turn the transparency down, so you can make it as light as you want. And that way it can sit over the top of the image. You can move it around, put it diagonal if you like. I know a lot of watermarks like to be diagonal. So yeah, you can definitely create a watermark that way.
Awesome, thank you.
I can see, Jess, that someone's also asked if you can create a GIF, and the answer is definitely yes. So that will be one of the export options. If you're creating a video, so video is one of the doc types that you can use. So when you're on the home page and deciding what to create, you can select video and then go to all the different video templates. From there, when you export that video, once you've created it, you can export it as a GIF. So that will create it. And then awesome. I can also see one where Susan has asked how to pull in a background to my photo where I have already removed the original background. So once you've removed a background, Canva has lots of backgrounds, different patterns or colors or different things that you can use as a background. So you can just pull those over from the Elements tab. So you just go on the left of your screen, there's the Elements tab, search, even in the search bar, you can actually search for background and then choose what you'd like to add in, pull that over. If it's in front of the previous image, there's also an option where you can right click it and send it behind, and that will put that behind your original image. So you've got a new background.
Superb. Thanks so much, Tom. Carol asks if we used a template for the workbook. So obviously we have lots of designers at Canva. They have created their own template, but there are plenty, hundreds of mobile first templates for you to use. So if you wanted to create, for example, a presentation specifically for mobile, you can go and search all those different doc types for mobile first, and you can design straight from your mobile. So you can definitely find a template, hopefully to suit your needs as well, Carol. Okay, I think it is time for part 4. Over to you, Tom.
Alrighty, so it is nearly time for us to wrap up. But before we do, we've got 5 quick tips for you to take away. So first is something we haven't really actually touched on yet, but collaborating on your designs is super easy with Canva. So if you work with anyone else, making them part of your Canva team is a great idea. So once you do make them part of your team, it's super easy to share your design via a link. You can comment on all of your designs and quickly tag those people. This is great for reviews or, just to get a second opinion on what you've created, and they'll be notified by email whenever you tag them, which beats having to move out of Canva to let someone know yourself via email or message them that there's a review waiting for them. You can also both work on the same design in real time as well. So on the same design at the same time. You can be on the same page or a different page. The changes in that design will be reflected instantly to you both. We've also enabled push notifications, so you'll be able to instantly get a notification if you're tagged in your design on your phone. I also just wanted to touch again on the Smart Mockups tool that I mentioned earlier. So as I said, it's such an easy way to mock up your images professionally without having to go through and take the photo and upload it and edit it and all of those things yourself. But we didn't actually talk about how it works. So I wanted to dive a little deeper and actually show that now.
Ready to see things in 3D? Bring your photos and ideas to life with Smart Mockups in Canva. Start with a photo. Tap Effects, then Smart Mockups. Choose from a range of photorealistic mockup options. Tap to select. Adjust the mockup. Fit, resize, and position the image to look just right. Tap Apply, and Done. Mockups are a great way to sell ideas. To use Smart Mockups, you'll need to flatten the design into an image. Download the design, then upload it back into Canva. Browse from a range of mockups. Tap Select and instantly mock it up. Doesn't look quite right? Try another. And finally, adjust to fit. It's time to sell your ideas. Tap to share with your audience. Canva is the only app you need to bring your ideas to life. What will you mock up next?
Super easy, right, to make amazing looking mock-ups. This one really blows me away. Like Tom said, I totally agree. It's a game changer. So I did promise you another workbook. Here it is, another one to do in your own time. And this one is to help you experiment with smart mock-ups. So will you put a design on a t-shirt or on a mug or on a phone in somebody's hand? It's up to you. You can practice using this workbook after this session has finished. So grab your mobile device and scan that workbook so it appears in your Canva account. So again, it's the same format. It'll have a video explaining the steps, which you have to play, and then you click away from the video, because if you've selected something on screen, it assumes you want to edit and it won't let you forward the slide. So just make sure if it's not forwarding, you just click away from the screen, click around the edge or click on the background. Then you can easily swipe to the next slide and then you can play. So enjoy that one. And then it's back to you, Tom. Is it Tom or Roisin doing glow effect? Roisin.
Yes, so if you haven't already started using the glow effect to give your photos that extra something, then this video is for you.
All right. Has that left you inspired with what's possible in the Canva app? Probably blew your mind like it did when I first saw what's possible in the Canva app. Yes, that's awesome. That's lovely to see that enthusiasm coming through the chat. But before you go, we do have a few extra resources. You remember we said we had a few things so that you can continue your learning after this workshop. And first of all, I recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you love a bit of Canva learning. If you haven't already, guess what? Another QR code. You can jump on there and it will take you directly to a Designing on Mobile playlist. So that includes some of the videos that you saw today, and there's more than that as well. So you can quickly scan that QR code. That'll take you to that playlist directly, or you can just go onto YouTube. You can search for Canva and you can find our channel. And when you go onto our channel, you'll see all these different playlists. There's playlists for teachers, and there's playlists for mobile, and there's playlists for business. So you can find one for mobile and you can explore as well. So don't worry if you don't jump on that right now. Oh, Jackie's subscribed, fantastic. But there is so much content on our YouTube channel. And if you want to jump on and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can do that here. So the last one was a particular playlist. This is one to the channel itself, but always findable just by a search on YouTube as well. And if it's more events you're looking for, then this is where you need to be. So this is Canva's Design School. So we're part of Canva Design School, Canva Live. There's lots of content there to help you design, lots of courses, and of course, lots of events. So designschool.canva.com/events is where you'll see all the upcoming events for the next month, and they are all free. So go ahead and check it out. Sign up to anything you're interested in. Now, if you haven't heard of the Design Circle, then you must jump in there and sign up straight away. So this is our community group on Facebook, Canva Design Circle, with over 200,000 Canva Lover members on there now. And if you love learning about new product releases from Canva, or you want advice on how to improve your own designs and you want to share it with the community, it's a beautiful, supportive community, very talented community. When I jump in there, I'm always blown away by the creativity that I see. Then just jump into facebook.com/groups/Canva Design Circle and join us on our community site. And it's also a place where you can ask questions of the community and of our moderators if you have any Canva questions. So thank you so much for joining us. We love having you live here in our sessions. Thank you from me, and thank you also to Roisin and Tom for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. It's been amazing having you.
Thank you all.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you at another Canva Live session very soon, and have a lovely day or evening wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.